Yeah. So today we'll see the question answer of the poem The Road Not Taken. Okay. First question, which is onto page number 16. Where does the traveler find himself and what problem does he face? So where does the traveler find himself? We have seen he finds himself in the yellow woods. Woods forest के वो yellow forest में खुद को find करते हैं where there are roads which are roads which are diverged. ठीक है. And what problem he faced? So we know what problem he faced, that he cannot decide that which road he should continue further for his journey. Discuss what these phrases means to you. What does yellow wood means? तो जैसे हम लोग ने poem में discuss किया, yellow wood means forest के बारे में. wood मतलब forest and yellow मतलब यहाँ पे क्या बताया गया है, that it is an autumn season. It was grassy and wanted where. ठीक है. Grassy मतलब क्या? The road which was full of grass. And wanted where मतलब क्या? That very few people has used it and it is not being used by many people. And it seemed to invite people to tread on it. What does it means? The passing there मतलब क्या? The use of the path by passerby. के जो passerby है जो रोड पे वॉक करते हैं उन्होंने उसका यूज किया है या नहीं. Leaves no step had trodden black. Now हम लोग ने देखा था trodden का मीनिंग क्या था. Trodden means walked over. So leaves no step had trodden back मतलब क्या? It implies that the leaves which are lying on the road has not been crushed, and which means that the road has not been used by the travelers. How way leads on to way. How way leads on to way means ये अभी मैंने आपको बताया था कि one road leads to another one and so on, but that won't lead you to the road which जो दो roads थे उसमें से जो उन्होंने सिलेक्ट किया वापस उनको वो रोड पे नहीं लेके जाएगा, वो उनको आगे नए रास्ते पे लेके जाएगा. तो that means that one road always leads to another and so on. Is it clear? Is it clear, Parth?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any difference between the two roads as per the poet describes there in stanza 2 and 3 and in the last two lines of the poem? The stanza 2 and 3 में क्या बताया कि no, there was no difference, right, in the road as poet described in 2 or 3, except that the road he took was covered with grass, which looked as no one has used it much. Otherwise, both the roads were equally covered with uncrushed leaf, as if no person has stepped on it. And what does it mean in the last two lines? In the last two lines, the poet says that, yeah, there is a difference between the road. Why? Because the road which he opted was less traveled by other people. What do you think that the last two lines of the poem mean? Looking back, does the poet regret his choices or accept it? So we have seen कि वो क्या बोलता है, that today whatever I am is because of the path which I selected. So he doesn't regret, but he accepts it. The last two lines of the poem reflect the courage to accept the challenge and take the right decisions in life. The poet decided to take the path which was less traveled by others because he wanted to do something different in his life. So yeah, the poet does not seem to regret his choice. Have you ever heard to make a difficult choice, or do you think you will have difficult choices to make? How will you make the choice and for what reason? ठीक है, that have you ever had to make a difficult choice? कभी आपको आपके लाइफ में कोई डिफिकल्ट चॉइस लेनी पड़ी थी, एंड हाउ विल यू मेक दैट चॉइस? तो चलो पार्थ, आंसर. इट्स अ पर्सनल रिस्पॉन्स क्वेश्चन. यू नीड टू गिव मी योर रिस्पॉन्स.
Ma'am, have difficult choice, no, ma'am?
या, हैव यू एवर made any difficult choice in your life?
मैम अभी तक तो नहीं.
Okay. Or do you think you will have difficult choices to make in your life?
Yes, ma'am.
Such as what choices which you think would be difficult to make? And why do you think that it would be difficult?
Mm, ma'am.
सोचो सोचो, अभी तक तो ऐसा कोई चॉइस आया नहीं होगा जब यू विल फील दैट इट इज डिफिकल्ट, बिकॉज इतना अभी तक नहीं आता है. बट व्हाट डू यू थिंक, व्हाट चॉइसेस इन फ्यूचर विल यू थिंक would it would be difficult for you to make? Right now only in the poem I gave you so much example that in future you might have to select so many things. You can answer something like that.
Yes, ma'am. मतलब फ्यूचर
What
में
choices you feel would be difficult for you to make?
यस और
Quickly.
ट्राई नहीं हुई है.
देखा बच्चा, सिर्फ स्कूल में वो नोट्स दे देने से कुछ नहीं होता, हमें कितना आता है
मतलब
वो भी इम्पोर्टेंट है.
कहाँ पे
बोलो
रहने
बोलो.
का वो सब ऐसे डिफिकल्ट चॉइस.
As in, थोड़ा you can elaborate so that I understand it more better. What are you trying to say?
मतलब मैम हम कभी कभार कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं ना कि यहाँ रहना चाहिए वहाँ रहना चाहिए, यहाँ रहेंगे तो ये सब मिलेगा, वहाँ रहेंगे तो ये सब मिलेगा, यहाँ रहेंगे तो मम्मी पापा है, ऐसे में
Okay.
तो उन्हें छोड़
So
के
one.
जा नहीं सकते हैं उसके लिए.
Okay. So once you get settled where you want to go, like you need to buy your own space or you are happy to stay with your parents, that is what you will get confused in. Are you trying to say that?
यस मैम.
Okay. No issues. Fine. Yeah, so you can write something like that. You can write your personal response question. This is something which I have written. You can check it out. No, I have not had to make any difficult choices till now in my life, but I think in future I will have difficult choices to make in my academic and professional career. Especially being a kid in ninth standard right now, after 10, that is after 1 year, I will have to decide that which stream to take for further studies. And that is something which is way difficult because that is a base which you are making for your goal, right? यहाँ पे अगर गलती की, अगर बेस ही strong नहीं है तो पूरा बिल्डिंग कैसे टिकेगा? In the same way, if you are making some goal for yourself, the base choice which you will make will decide your entire future. So I think it will be difficult decision to make as it will impact on my career पे जो भी मैं select करूंगा abilities and strong points, right? As we discussed in the poem, that if you will have to understand that will I be able to cope up with it? Is it something which is off my field? Is it something which I have interest in? And all such points you need to take into consideration. It will be better to choose a path that will give me satisfaction and mental peace कि मैं जो भी choice select करूँ उसमें मैं satisfied, उसमें मैं खुश रहना चाहिए एंड उससे मुझे मेंटल पीस मिलना चाहिए, ऐसे नहीं कि मुझे मेंटल टॉर्चर मिल रहा है. एंड आई थिंक इट वुड बी गुड नॉट टू जॉइन द रैट रेस फॉर मनी. I will choose a challenging and unexplored path in my life, like the poet did in the poem. पोयम में पोएट ने क्या किया, उन्होंने वो रास्ता सिलेक्ट किया जो ज्यादा लोगों ने यूज नहीं किया था. वाई? बिकॉज ही वांट टू डू समथिंग अनएक्सप्लोर्ड, या उन्हें कुछ चैलेंजिंग करना था. हम होते तो हम क्या करते, अरे बाबा ये रास्ता तो किसी ने सिलेक्ट नहीं किया है, रहने दे बाबा, डिफिकल्ट होगा. तो अगर इजी होता तो लोग जाते ना उसके ऊपर, छोड़ छोड़ जो सब लोग ने सिलेक्ट किया उसी में हम जाते हैं. बट नो, Since the poet wanted to do something else, he wanted to do something challenging in his life, he selected the road which was not traveled by most of them. Clear? Is it clear? Okay. After you have made a choice, do you always think about what might have been, or do you accept the reality what might have been? Okay, कि आपने अगर चॉइस सिलेक्ट कर लिया है तो उसके बाद आप ऐसा सोचते हो कि क्या हो सकता था, कि आप एक्सेप्ट कर लेते हो कि ठीक है अब मैंने ये सिलेक्ट कर लिया, अब यही मेरी रियलिटी है. So it is not always easy to make choices in life, because either both the options look fair enough or we don't know which one is better, right? जो भी ऑप्शन हमारे पास होते हैं हमें सब सेम ही लगते हैं, या तो हमें पता नहीं होता है कि हमारे लिए कौन सा ऑप्शन बेटर है. However, we have to take the decision to go with any one of two alternatives. But ऐसा तो नहीं है दोनों सेम लग रहे हैं तो दोनों हम सिलेक्ट करें. हमें कोई ना कोई एक तो सिलेक्ट करना ही पड़ेगा. And any decision should be taken wisely according to our experiences and interest. And हमें हमारा जो इंटरेस्ट जिसमें है, हमारा एक्सपीरियंसेस के हिसाब से हमें पता चलता है कि नहीं ये फील्ड में मुझे ज्यादा अच्छे से जमेगा, और ये फील्ड में मैं ज्यादा सेटिस्फाइड रहूंगा या मैं ज्यादा कंफर्टेबल रहूंगा, तो वही फील्ड आपको सिलेक्ट करना पड़ेगा. After making a choice, I will accept the reality, and then after making a choice, I will accept the reality. फिर regret करके कोई फायदा नहीं. अब मुझे पता है मैंने ये choice select कर लिया है तो यही मेरी reality है, and इसी से फिर मुझे आगे continue करना पड़ेगा. Reconsidering a decision or regretting it is not a positive approach towards life, right? फिर वो choice select करने के बाद उसका regret करना कि अरे यार ये नहीं लेना चाहिए था, काश मैं वो ले लेता. So that is something which is wrong, and that is not a positive approach towards life. So such thoughts would not allow us to be happy with what we have gained from our decision. And वो decision से भले ही आपने थोड़ा बहुत या कुछ ना कुछ कमाया भी होगा, some satisfaction or some happiness also which you have earned from that decision, even that you would regret if you have such negative thoughts with the challenges or with the choices which you have made. And therefore it is better to stick to your decision rather than regretting it in future. Is it clear? The poem is understood to you, the road not taken, and the question answer is clear.